Hello, everyone. I am Amit Sharma, and we are back in with our exclusive podcast series, SAMVAD Season 2, a joint program by Informa Markets and SVAR Media, the voice of jewelers. Before we proceed further, I want to take this opportunity to invite the buyers and wholesalers of gems and jewelry industry to visit the upcoming show HJF 2023 by Informa Markets, scheduled from 9th to 11th June 2023 in Hyderabad, where the leading jewelry brands will be showcasing their finest collections. From trusted family jeweler to a brand trusted by families across India, Abaran Timeless Jewellery Private Limited, Bangalore, has came a long way since inception in 1935, where designs are the epitome of craftsmanship. Each piece of jewelry resonates the quality that has preserved patrons of more than 100 years of trust. And today we have with us Dr. Pratap Kamat, Managing Director, Abaran Timeless Jewellery Private Limited, and we will discuss with him about the brand, the legacy, the philosophy, and learn a little more about him. Hello, Pratapji. We welcome you to Samvad. How are you doing today?
Namaste. Thank you so much for having me over here. It's really a pleasure, and I feel it's a privilege for me, to be here with you. Thank you so much.
Great. Pratapji, to start this podcast, I would like to understand from you what Abaran is all about. If you can give us the overview about Abaran Timeless Jewelry and what sets you apart from other jewelry brands.
See, I think we all talk about quality, and quality has come a long way, in the last 2 decades with hallmarking. So I think there's a lot of standardization in our across the country when it comes to jewelry, whether it's diamonds or whether it's gold jewelry. So I think what generally sets us apart is of the culture of the organization. At Abaran, we've always believed in doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way, and also, our focus has always been on design and customer service. So, when I say doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way, it could be from the simplest thing of serving water or a cup of coffee to a customer at the store, or the way you welcome them, or the way the products are presented. So, I think that's very important. Second, as I mentioned, is merchandise. So, I think constantly consumer requirements are changing. So I think it's very important to focus on design, because regular jewelry is available everywhere. And if you want to stand out, it's very important that design is looked into, of course, with a very reasonable price.
So, how important are jewelry exhibitions for promoting and showcasing the latest designs and collections in today's changing times?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think exhibitions are extremely important, because people today want to get the latest, and you might not find people visiting the stores regularly. Whereas when you say it's an exhibition, the general consumer mindset is that there would be a new product available, either a single new product or a new collection available. So it's very important to have exhibitions. Also, for jewelers like us, since we have 3 stores and we are based only in the city of Bangalore, showcasing our jewelry through exhibitions is extremely important. We have done several shows across the state of Karnataka, because this is where we are most relevant. Also, recently, 2 weeks ago, we had a show, an exhibition, and a show at Dubai. So we had more than 800 people who had attended it. There is a large Indian population based there. There's a large Indian diaspora. And of course, from the state of Karnataka itself, there are a large number of people living there. So I think it's very important to have exhibitions to be able to reach out to consumers. And as I mentioned initially, exhibitions always give a consumer, the consumer feels that something new is available. They feel they'll get a better deal at an exhibition. So I think these few factors make showcasing products through exhibitions extremely relevant and very important today.
Mhm. And how does you feel design philosophy behind the Abaran Timeless Jewelry? And how do you ensure that your jewelry pieces are distinctive and stand out?
See, the company name itself is timeless. So when you say timeless, it should be something which has the ethos, or which has a certain legacy to it. So the design legacy of India is huge, a few thousand years, and from the Raja Maharajas, over hundreds of over several centuries,
Right.
jewelry has been a very integral part of the Indian culture. So I think ensuring that we are able to keep that heritage and making sure that we are relevant in the current times, because today it's very important to make jewelry lightweight. Traditionally, gold was not this expensive, and a few years ago also. So today it's very important to focus on achieving the same finish, achieving the same design in lighter weight, and also making jewelry which is contemporary and appealing to the younger generation, because the current generation, I would say the generation which is getting married are in their 20s today, and it's their parents who are primarily buying for them. But in the next 10 years, they will be the ones who will be buying for themselves and for their next generation. So I think to appeal to them, it's very important to focus on design. And we have a good design and merchandise team. My wife, Preeti, is a biomedical engineer, and she focuses on merchandise, and she takes care of that. Of course, we have a good team of designers and merchandisers at Abaran. So she heads it, and she makes sure that we remain relevant every time.
Right. Pratapji, this whole general jewelry industry is going through a great change in terms of the likings and the acceptability of jewelry in a certain way. How do you think Abaran Timeless Jewellery aims to play very important role in this evolution?
See, this is a very good question that you asked me. So I would like to again reiterate that being relevant is very important. When I say relevant, relevant in terms of design, relevant in terms of price, relevant in terms of marketing. Things are changing very fast today. Maybe 5 7 years ago, social media wasn't this relevant. So
Right.
our reach to consumers was through traditional media, newspapers, magazines, maybe radio. But today, social media is very effective. So it's very important for an organization to focus on adapting whatever is new. See, when prices go up, we need to make sure when price of gold, the raw material goes up, we need to make an effort to achieve the same design in a lower grammage. So it makes it more affordable to the consumer.
Correct.
When there are certain stones which become a current trend, could be rubies, could be emeralds, we need to make sure that those stones are incorporated into our design. So in this constantly evolving and changing environment we are living in, I think being relevant is important in all terms, whether it's our marketing, whether it's our design, whether it's price, customer service. Just being relevant is what will help us.
All right. Mr. Kamat, if I would like to understand your mantra of maintaining a good work-life balance, what would that be?
See, that's the challenge I still am struggling to find out. It's extremely difficult because, see, I think sometimes in life or sometimes in our work life, we tend to neglect family because work is more. Sometimes, the situation may arise where we need to spend more time with family, and we are unable to focus on work to an optimum level. So, for me, business has always been the most important thing. But I don't think there is a right mantra for maintaining work-life balance. I think we just need to go with the flow. Sometimes family takes precedence, and I think most of the time it is business. Because I personally believe, I tell my family and my children, whatever we have is because of our business. So my priority has always been business. But yeah, the challenge is there, and I don't think I have been able to strike a perfect work and personal life balance. I just take it as it goes.
Okay, great. And if I give you a superpower, what would that be?
Oh, interesting question. I think this is a very difficult for me to answer. I don't think there's any such thing I could think of. So maybe you'll have to excuse me on this particular question.
And what would be that one thing that made you smile recently?
See, whatever my son does makes me smile a lot. I have 3 children. My older one is 20. I have another daughter who's 14. And my son is only 8 years old. But when my elder 2 children were growing up, I too was very young. So I didn't get much time to spend with them. I was most of the time at work. But today with my third child, everything it does makes me smile. So I think because I'm probably able to spend more time, I'm in a more relaxed headspace.
Right.
So I think generally the antics my son performs makes me smile. Nothing specific, but that's what I enjoy the most, and I smile almost every day watching him do different things when I get back home.
Okay, great. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would that be? Apart from work.
Well, nothing. I love nature. I love nature. I'm a wildlife photographer. So I wouldn't call myself a professional wildlife photographer, but I'm equal to most professional wildlife photographers. So if there's something I like to do, I love spending time in the jungle. And
Oh,
recently I was at Tanzania and I spent the whole time. The parks, they open at 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. Lots of people spend a few hours, go back and come back in the evening. But I prefer to spend the whole day for days together. So I think
mhm.
spending time in the jungle for the whole day is what makes me feel very good with my camera, shooting birds and animals with my camera. That's what I feel very good about, and I really enjoy if I'm given a full day by myself.
Very interesting to know this side of yours. It's very proud moment for the entire gems and jewelry industry, and we want to congratulate for that as well. That you, Honorable Consul of Kingdom of Morocco, highlight your role and representing India on a global level.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. I would like to share. There's a lot of work that happens. India is a very large country, and that's why Morocco felt they needed to have a presence by setting up a consulate in south of India. And Karnataka has been progressing steadily. If you see, it's in the top 3-4 states in terms of revenue generation and in terms of growth. So, as such, Karnataka is a very important state for the country. Bangalore being its capital, it was but obvious, for Morocco to set up their consulate here. So I
Mhm.
do have a lot of work because the embassy in New Delhi needs to periodically share details with the Ministry of External Affairs of Morocco. So they have weekly reports which about the current affairs here. It could be political, it could be the business situation here. So weekly reports on whatever is happening here have to be shared with the embassy, and the embassy in New Delhi in turn shares it with the Ministry of External Affairs in Morocco. Also, liaising with the bureaucratic and political community here in Karnataka is what I help and I facilitate for the Kingdom of Morocco.
Right.
So it is a responsibility, and I'm thoroughly enjoying doing it.
Great. Great to know that. Is there anything that you would like to like our listeners to know about the brand Abaran Timeless Jewellery?
Oh well, nothing much. I only thank our patrons, customers. I'd like to thank. There are several mentors in the industry who have helped me. I'm referring to fellow jewelers who have helped me. And I wouldn't like to name a few and let out the others, but generally in my journey of last 23, 24 years, several senior jewelers from our industry have helped me at every stage, and I remain grateful to them for that. And I think it's a nice journey I've enjoyed, and people have helped me. And this is what I'd like to share. And I have always been willing to share whatever I have learned with fellow jewelers. I
Great.
have benefited from others, and I always look forward to sharing if anybody seeks any information from me.
Great. I think that's really very important. That knowledge is always when you always being a good listener and a good adapter to it. I think it's no end to
Right.
it. Yes. Now we are entering into a rapid fire round where I'll give
Right.
you one word, and without taking much of a time, you just have to tell us that first thing that comes to your mind. How about legacy?
Abaran.
Abaran.
Yeah, Abaran is my life. Is my life. It means everything to me.
All right. Role model.
My father.
Okay. Jewelry.
I think heritage jewelry. Heritage jewelry.
All right. Gold.
It's a super investment.
Life.
Life is a journey, so I think rather than focusing on the destination, it's better to enjoy it as you progress. I didn't know this a few years ago, but I
Mhm.
think with some wisdom of the past, I realized life is something, you need to enjoy the journey rather than focus on the destination.
True. Food.
Food, traditional Mangalorean food is what I like. That food from the coast of Karnataka.
Okay. Success.
I think happiness is what is success for me. So happiness could be monetary, happiness could be being with family, happiness could be anything. So I think that's what it needs to be. Success means happiness.
How about motivation?
I think self-motivation is most important. So more than being motivated by anybody, we need to have the seed of motivation in our mind.
All right. And your little secret?
I used to be an extremely naughty kid when I was in school. I used to be crazy when I was in college, but I've changed a lot now. I call myself a reformed bandit.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, with this, we come to an end. You have really been very great with all the answers. It was lovely talking to you today and knowing your brand, Abaran, better. We will wish you and your entire team all the success. And we look forward for some exclusive and amazing collections from your brand. Thank you, Mr. Kamat.
Thank you very much,
Lovely
Amit.
talking to
It's
you.
been very nice, very kind of you, Amitji. I think it's been interesting. You made me feel very comfortable and relaxed. I was a little worried as to what questions you will have for me, but thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you were listening to Dr. Pratap Kamat from Abaran Timeless Jewellery Private Limited. We'll be back soon with more such interesting conversation with young and dynamic personality of gems and jewelry industry. I am Amit Sharma, sign off. Take care. God bless.